4 years ago, as I stood on this pavement and accepted the nomination to serve as president of this congregation, I went through a whole list of goals and objectives that I had thought would be a wonderful legacy to leave this institution. And I went back through my notes that I have kept, not so diligently, but with great effort. And I read my initial speech, and then I was also intrigued by the meeting that we attended last year, where I had an opportunity to go over those goals and to see where we were. And I can tell you that I am very proud of the work that your board of directors has done, and your executive committee has done, and your management team has done. And I can say without hesitation that as a result of the efforts of all of those who come to Temple Beth and diligently give of themselves and of their time, that I stand before you a much stronger congregation, a healthier congregation, a congregation that is poised to really, with fervor, confront some serious challenges. But I think that we have created a base to enable us to move forward and collectively, with goodwill, with good humor, with a sense that this place is an amazing gift to this generation. A gift that started 55 years ago with Herb Baumgart and perhaps more before him. And we have tremendous momentum in this community. And it's good to have that momentum because it is an energy, it is a power, and when you serve as a president of this institution and you see people who have been involved throughout the years, they continue to come forward and remind you of the way it was when they were active, which is a gift, and don't ever stop doing that to your leadership. It keeps them true and directed, and it also creates a sense of comfort for your leadership to know that this place has survived and weathered many a storm, and all things being equal, we will continue to survive and weather, and we will thrive, and we will do well. And I am very confident that my children and their children have every opportunity to come to this campus, to these walls, and to make Temple Beth an integral part in their lives. I went back and I looked at my first goal. My first goal, and well, actually it says, and so it begins in earnest. My first goal was to try to create, sustain, allow space for people to seek, find, and experience God. That was my first goal. And I have thought a lot about that goal. I don't know how you go about doing that, but I do know that in the thousands of conversations that I have had with congregants, that in each one of those conversations, I have been left with a sense that we have really done a good job to create a place where people can come and find and create relationship with their God. And I do think that that is absolutely completely consistent with what our responsibility is here. A couple of things that we've achieved. We have completed the construction and we've moved in to phase 4. We have found a successor to Rabbi Simon. We have found a successor to Deborah Starr to lead our day school. We have found and reinvested in our youth movement with Josh, who has taken over as Youth Activities Director. We have established the groundwork for an endowment campaign. At that point in time, 2 years ago, I was looking to create a legacy for our future. Our goal was to increase our membership to 1,300, and although we have increased it, we didn't quite reach that goal. One of my personal goals was to keep the friends that I had when I started in this position. And I will tell you that not only was I successful in that, but I have been gifted with the friendship of so many more people. In that regard, this job is the best. I wanted to strengthen our relationship with Federation, and I am very pleased that we have done that, and I think that we will continue to do that with the oncoming of this community trip to Israel. There are some things that we need to still do, and I have hoped to make further progress on some of these than I have, but nonetheless, we have to figure out a way to enhance the enrollment in our day school. We've taken some great strides to reinvest in our day school, reinvest in our teachers, reinvest in our curriculum, reinvest in our religious school, and I am confident that in time we are going to see the results of that, but this is crucial to the success of this institution, and each and every one of us have to take some responsibility for ensuring that the Jewish education that we provide here at Temple Beth is absolutely excellent, par excellence, and above anything that can be offered or obtained anywhere else. We're going to have to re-energize this community and to redouble our efforts to have the parents recognize the value of a religious school education for those children who are not enrolled in our day school programs. No institution, no temple in any city operates a religious school on a balanced budget, and Temple Beth is no different in that regard. But that does not relieve us of the responsibility of making the effort and making the investment that's necessary, because our primary responsibility here is to build more Jews. That's what we do. We can do it in the form of education of our children, those that are fortunate enough to come to our day school. We have to make a commensurate effort to ignite the interest of the parents so that they overcome whatever it is, whatever barrier it is that prevents them or stops them or thwarts them from getting their kids here to participate in a religious school education, because it is very, very important. We are going to have to establish a timely and an appropriate timeline for an exit strategy for our senior rabbi. Rabbi Bookman has served this community beautifully for these last 15 years. He has told us that he is into the last phase of his rabbinic tenure here on this bima, and I think that it is absolutely imperative that this community deal with this issue appropriately, deal with it as the mentions that we are, and enable this institution to transition to our next senior rabbi, whoever or whenever that is, with celebration and with an opportunity to not only recognize Rabbi Bookman for all that he has done, but also to bring in a new rabbi who is going to be able to take this institution further. Every institution, every not-for-profit in the country is looking for ways to create streams of revenue. It's becoming a new watchword of our faith. This institution needs an entrepreneurial task force, and I really had hoped that we would be able to make strides towards creating that task force and getting them up and running during my presidency, and I was not successful in that regard, and I know that Susan is committed to doing that, because this facility that we have is an amazing facility. We have the capacity to do so much with the spaces that we have, and we do have the ways of supplementing our income and supplementing our budgets, and we just have got to find a way to tap into those resources, because we can't continue, we say this all the time, we can't continue to operate this place on dues and tuition alone. We can do it through an endowment, we can do it through alternate revenue streams, but we're going to have to go about it, we're going to have to be smarter about it, and we're going to have to be more diligent. So I think that in that regard, I'm looking forward to working with Susan to try and do just that. Before I sit down, there's a few personal things that I would like to extend. First of all, I want to thank each and every board member who has served over these last 2 years. This institution speaks to the community through its board, and I can say without question that the board members that are currently serving you now are wonderful ambassadors to this institution. They care about this place, they give of their time, they give of their energies, they give of their resources, and it has been a privilege to serve with you, and I look forward to going back to the board as a whole and working with you. My executive committee has been spectacular. We've had a really good time. I think we have accomplished quite a bit collectively. We have learned about one another. We have learned about this institution. We have learned what works. We have felt what doesn't work. And I can only thank each and every one of them for really giving me the very best guidance and counsel that they have, and I am grateful for all of that. The management team, Bob Hirsch. Where is he? Come here. There is nobody on this campus that works harder than Bob Hirsch does. And in terms of executive directors, he is a gift to this community. And I would like to thank you for keeping me on the straight and narrow, for your guidance, for your support, and I want to return this to you. At this point in time, this is the last trappings of a president. You get a fob to get through the back door and a clicker to get through the gate. I'm sure you can find someone that will use that. There you go. But Bob, thank you very much for everything. You do a great job here. Well, my husband is not with us today, although I will tell you, my time with Terry has been an amazing time for me. We have had some struggles. We have had some very deep and meaningful conversations. I studied with Terry for 14 years before I became the president, and I was concerned that that would somehow interfere, and I will say to you that he is truly a teacher at all levels that never leaves the forefront of his mind. And I am grateful for his continued direction and guidance, and I'm sorry he's not here, because I think that, for me anyway, this meeting is diminished a little by virtue of that. But I will, as I said to him, I look forward to continuing to work with him and making this congregation a success, and a success that we all deserve. I'm not going to thank all of the presidents, but all of the presidents have been a tremendous support to me. I do want to single out Howard, though. Howard Wolofsky loves this place. He was born and raised here. He made it his home. He has poured his heart and energy into this place, and he set a very high standard for me. And coming into this job, he never, ever, ever didn't take a call, didn't answer, or wasn't there to help me and to guide me and to give me the benefit of his really wonderful judgment and great counsel. And for that, I would also like to single out Alan Fine. Alan Fine was my of counsel. Alan Fine is one of the unsung heroes of my administration. Alan, the best part about having you as counsel is to know that whatever you say comes from the best interest of the institution, a deep understanding and love for what goes on here, and you're a blue blood. You've got an amazing mind, and I am so fortunate to have worked closely with you and benefited from that over and over and over and over. And I want to thank you for keeping me out of trouble that you did so many times. I am very glad to call you my friend, and I am looking forward to continuing to spend time with you because you are a gift to this institution and to me. Susan Hagen. I'll hold that. There you go. I'd like to thank my wife, Elisa, and my boys, Robert and Mikey. Elisa, you have been a steadfast supporter, even when you did not want me to go and do my legal stuff. You pushed me out the door, and you welcomed me back, and you gave me the space that is absolutely necessary in order to do this job, and I will never be able to properly repay you for that space. So thank you. It has been a great job. I am very proud of all that we have achieved together. I leave this institution strong, vibrant. We are a creative community. We are a committed community. We are a sufficiently endowed community such that this institution truly should have no worries. And I will tell you that I look forward to playing a meaningful role, an active role, in the ongoing progress of this institution, hopefully for many years to come. So thank you.